There's a storm building in Turin. Behind the cool statues and the black and white banners, whispers echo in boardrooms, corridors, and locker rooms. A golden talent is rising, young, ambitious, and unpredictable. Some call him the next big thing. Others warn he's a gamble. But Juventus has made their move. They're locking him down. Picture a boy barely in his 20s, standing between glory and pressure. On one side, offers from Europe's elite clubs, the money, the fame, the spotlight. On the other, a contract, not just ink on paper, but a bond with one of the most demanding clubs in football history. That boy is Kenan Yıldız. The same club that once forged legends like Del Piero has now chosen to invest its faith in him, perhaps seeing a reflection of their past glory in his rising flame. Yet on the same pitch, another figure watches, Dusan Vlahović, the current king, the man Juventus paid millions for, the striker whose goals carried them through the dark days. His presence is both protection and rivalry for Yıldız, because when one star rises, another must fight harder to shine. The decision to extend Yıldız's contract until 2030 isn't just about money. It's a message to the world, a declaration of faith, of defiance, of vision. It's Juventus saying, "We are building our future, and this young man is at the center of it." But destiny has a cruel sense of timing. For every signature, every negotiation, every whispered rumor, there's tension in the air. Will this be the moment Juventus secures its future? Or makes a mistake it can't undo? You can almost feel it. The weight of history pressing down, the roar of fans waiting, the next chapter of Juventus being written in real time. This is more than football. This is legacy, power, and ambition colliding. And as the ink dries, one question remains. Is Kenan Yıldız the next Del Piero? Or will this gamble haunt Juventus for years to come? If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, because what's happening in Turin isn't just a story about contracts and players. It's the birth of a new era, and you'll want to be here as it unfolds. Juventus is playing a dangerous but calculated game. Their push to tie Kenan Yıldız to the club until 2030 is a move rooted in both ambition and survival. At just 20 years old, Yıldız has already shown glimpses of brilliance. His footwork, his vision, his confidence on the ball, he doesn't just play football. He commands it. For Juventus, who have been struggling to rebuild their identity after years of instability, Yıldız represents hope. A bridge between the old Juventus that conquered Europe and the new one still finding its soul. Meanwhile, Dusan Vlahović remains the face of the present. He's powerful, decisive, and proven. But his presence also poses a challenge. How do you balance two stars who both want to lead? Juventus can't afford to lose either, but they can't let one overshadow the other. Behind the scenes, the board has been working tirelessly to finalize the details. The club wants to extend Yıldız's contract from 2029 to 2030 with a massive salary boost, an attempt to keep him away from Premier League giants like Chelsea, Manchester United, and Arsenal, who've been circling like hawks. Juventus knows that the next few years could define their entire future, and losing Yıldız now would mean losing a generational talent before he even peaks. His father, who acts as his agent, is reportedly pushing for higher wages and better conditions, slowing down talks. Still, Juventus seems confident. They've seen what he can do. The composure under pressure, the spark that reminds fans of a young Del Piero. For fans, the comparison is both exciting and terrifying. Del Piero isn't just a name, he's a legacy. To call Yıldız his successor is to hand him a crown still heavy with history. But maybe that's exactly what Juventus needs. A player who can revive the emotion, the artistry, the identity they've been missing. If Yıldız fulfills even half that promise, Juventus will have secured not just a player, but an icon. And if not, the gamble could haunt them for a decade. The stakes couldn't be higher, so here's where it stands. Juventus wants Yıldız to be their future, and Vlahovic remains their present. Somewhere between them lies the future of the club. One must evolve, the other must adapt. Whether it ends in harmony or chaos, one thing's certain. Turin is about to witness a transformation unlike any before. Because in football, legends aren't born. They're signed, tested, and proven. And Kenan Yıldız has just been given his biggest test yet.